Hello and welcome to another Armchair review. I'm Pez, and before we get started today, I'd just like to put out a big thank you to Effia for doing my new artwork. It's brilliant. So big thanks and shout out to you. Right, today I'm going to be doing a quick review and look at the Combiner Wars Rook. Now, this is a character that I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of the fact that he exists, because obviously he's not originally part of any combiner. He's a brand new character. Now, they got him down as a limb for the new Defensor, and I picked him up because I like the look of him. And I got no problem with the new characters. I think it's a healthy thing to bring in new characters into the storyline, into the Transformers universe. I see no reason why there shouldn't be new characters being introduced. Yes, I can see the point of view that, it's not how we as the people who grew up with G1 remember everything, but sometimes things have got to change. And the fact that they've been doing, at the very least Takara have been doing remolds or repaints, at least, to make a variant of the character that's been replaced. Yeah, I'm happy with it. And I mean, Takara's groove looks amazing. And if that becomes available as a single entity, I'll definitely pick it up. It looks a brilliant figure. So yeah, but all that said, this guy, I really like him. He's an interesting character, just as a toy. I haven't read any of the comic books to go with this guy yet, so I'm waiting to pick those up. And if he appears in them, I don't know if he does. I assume he does. But yeah, once I found those and picked those up, I will hopefully know a little bit more about him. But as a toy, I really like him. The design of him is very unique, especially amongst the other Combiner Wars figures, who are mostly cars and vans and stuff. This guy being a SWAT tank is a nice change, and it's proven to be quite a nice little mold. Now I'm going to try and get me focusing right here. All right, there we go. So okay, so starting up here, obviously this head, I absolutely adore this head sculpt. It's delightful. The fact that it looks like an American football helmet and stuff. Not overly keen on the Autobot symbol there. Admittedly, I'm not sure where else they could have put one on him, barring his knees, perhaps, that would have looked nice. But what I would have quite liked, just because of this American football look, is if they put the Autobot symbol on each side of his head, and that kind of in keeping with how most football helmets look. That would have been, I think that would have been a very nice touch, but it's there. That's fine. But like I said, I do adore this head sculpt. I think it's very nice. Coming down, we got some nice sculpting around the chest. Nothing major, a little bit of paint apps here and there, but there's no standout quality detail on there. But it's nice. I have to say that about this entire Combiner Wars line, despite some people's misgivings about it. I do like the sculpt work on almost all of them. Some of them it's minimalist where it needs to be minimalist, and others like this guy. I mean, you've got these. I think these are they look like gas cans or armor plating on the shoulders there. That all kind of comes together in the vehicle mode and stuff. I think it's very well done. He does have the issue of not actually having hands. That is my one disappointment with this guy, I would say, is the fact that he doesn't have hands per se. Instead, he's got these ports on the front of his fists, which you can plug his little claw weapon in. Just grab that while I think about it. Now, I will admit, this is his claw weapon. It's all right, I suppose. Nothing special. But I'll be honest, I've taken this off him, and I'm given this the first aid, because it can be held like that, and it just... Yeah, I'll show you. Review on this one to follow, by the way, at some point. But yeah, I've given this the first aid, and it just looks like a little... it could almost be a medical tool of some sort, a laser scalpel, I don't know, but... And this thing. Yeah, I do tend to do that a lot with figures. If I don't like the gun that they've been given or the weapons that they've been given, I've got a box of weapons that I didn't think suited the characters that had them, and I pick and choose from that. But yeah, I know a lot of people use these ports to put in the combiner fists and give him like gigantic boxing gloves look, which is quite cool. But yeah, he's got some nice little details on him. He's the only character I've had so far that has this, the almighty ankle tilt. I know that's a big thing for some people, and with this guy, it really does help. If you want to put him in those kind of A-frame stances, it really does help him hold his poses. And there was no other reason to put that in there other than posability. I have not seen that become a useful feature in transformation or anything. So yeah, he does have half a SWAT van on his back. That, yeah, it doesn't bother me. I have never been bothered by kibble of that nature. It's when it's kind of sticking out over here, sort of thing. Yeah, that bothers me when you've got like big clumps of a car hanging off the side. Things like, let me just bring him in for a second. That on the wheels, for instance, this piece here on Optimus, not a fan of that. This bit, don't mind. This on the arms, not a big fan of. I mean, I'm sure there was a way of doing it better than that, but I'm not a big fan of it. But yeah. Excuse me. So, like I said, really like the sculpting on this guy. He has a pretty simplistic transformation as well. I do like what they've done with his legs here. This, okay, they're hollow, but they have to be hollow because this entire switcheroo to bring the legs up, it's nice. It's different from a lot of the collapsing joints that you see these days. And I've noticed this with the Combiner Wars series, that they're using a lot of these kind of swing joints rather than the just push me pull you things like drag strip in Combiner Wars has. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice thing, and like I say, transformation is pretty simple. Just get those legs, use that swing joint, put him up into place, and clip him the legs together. I'm going to get the toes here, and they come off of there. Bring them rounded up. I create a little platform. Move that out of the way. Take the arms, rotate them up here on the shoulder joint, and then rotate this to fill in that gap. There's like a peg in there and a peg hole in the back of this arm, and you just got to line those two up so they clip together, and then get that. Yeah. See, I don't do transformations very often. I'm not very good at them. You got to get that arm into and make sure this piece is falling into this gap here. Do that on both sides, obviously. It's so much easier to do these when I can see them. Take the head, turn it around, flip it up and fill in that gap with the head. Nice and simple. And then just take this top of here and just fold it down. And it'll all fold down nicely into that. And yeah, again, as a vehicle, I think that's a nice vehicle. Now, the detail on it, very nice. Could do maybe with some more smaller bits and pieces picking out with paint, but most SWAT vehicles aren't exactly flashy and well decorated, so I think that's not bad. back leaves a little bit to be desired, because it is basically just some folded up shoulders and the underside of his neck. But, you know, this is the thing with these. Oh, and the wheels could definitely have done with like maybe a little touch of paint on the inside of them. I mean, some of the figures have them, some of them don't, and it's kind of hit and miss. I'm not overly complaining. Now, this was the American release of this. I didn't get the UK release because I haven't found them anywhere near me, and I got bored of waiting, so I ordered them, and I had a choice of picking up the ones with the card or the one with the comic. I chose the one with the comic. I don't see anything wrong with doing that. The one feature this guy does have, and let me just find his foot here from my drawer of doom. There we are. His foot, unlike most of the others, has a hole in it, and that's so you can sit on here, and it will sit on top like a little turret. Now, I've seen some people have taken this foot and painted it up in a color scheme to match the rest of him, so that this really does blend in with the rest of this guy, and those pictures look amazing. It's something I'm considering doing, but I lack painting skills and the paints at the moment. So all of my old paints I would have used to do it have long since dried up and been thrown away. So it would mean buying paint and stuff, and yeah, I'm not going to sort of display him in vehicle mode. So, well, probably not anyway. Not for any length of time. I switch my characters around constantly, so. But yeah. But I think he's nice. I know Rook isn't, like I said, he isn't the most well-loved character, because up until a little while ago, I'm out of focus now. Bad me. There we are. Yeah, up until a little while ago, obviously he didn't exist. But that said, I really like him. Had he been done by like a third-party company as an original figure by a third-party company, I think he would have been accepted a little bit more, like a few of the other characters have been. But obviously, quality would have had to be a lot higher than this. But for 16 quid, all in, I ain't complaining. He's a nice figure. He sits nicely with the rest of my Combiner Wars figures, and he doesn't look too far out of place with the entire range of Chug figures that I have now. So yeah, I do like him. I would definitely recommend him to anybody who's collecting the Chug figures or Combiner Wars stuff. He's not to be skipped just because you don't remember him, unless you're only buying the Combiner Wars figures for sentimental, oh, I had Defensor as a kid, so I should have him now figures sort of thing. Then I mean, I can understand that mentality of collecting, and yeah, if that's how you collect, then yeah, leave him on the shelves. But if you're collecting just because you like Transformers and the characters that they're in, I say he's well worth a punt. Yeah, I'm going to try and get a couple more of these reviews done now. Hopefully I'll try and record a few of them today. Because I got a few figures in just yesterday, let alone the last week or so. A few older figures came in at the end of last week as well. So I'm going to try and do a review on them, even though, there's hundreds out there, I'm sure. But eventually what I want to have done is a review of all of my collection. If I've got the figure, I will have reviewed it, and it'll be here for you to see. So yeah, that's my review of him. Like I said, he's worth a punt. He is worth a punt. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.